DeepSeek V4 has a trillion parameters. When you ask it a question, only 37 billion of them actually do any work. The rest sit there, doing nothing, waiting for a token they care about. This is not a bug. It is the entire reason frontier models got cheap enough to ship. The trick has a name. It is called Mixture of Experts, and in 2026, every serious open model except one runs on it. In part 1, we built a transformer block. Inside it sits a feed-forward network, a fully dense layer where every parameter touches every token every time. That is the dense tax. The cost grows with the model's full size, even though most of those weights are not relevant to the word in front of them. When you scale this to a trillion parameters, every token costs you a trillion multiplies. The arithmetic stops working long before the wall socket does. The industry needed a way to grow the model without growing the bill. The fix sounds obvious once you hear it. Stop activating the parts you do not need. Your brain has roughly 86 billion neurons. When someone asks you what 2 plus 2 is, you do not fire all of them. The arithmetic region wakes up, the language region wakes up, the rest stay quiet. Sparse activation is how biology runs intelligence on 20 watts. A mixture of experts model copies that idea directly. Instead of one giant feed-forward block, you build many smaller ones, the experts. And on every token, you pick a tiny subset to actually do the work. Compute stays cheap, capacity goes up. The component that decides which experts wake up is called the router, sometimes the gating network. It is one small linear layer, a single matrix multiply per token. The router takes the token's vector, multiplies it by a learned weight matrix, and produces one score for every expert in the layer. Then it runs a softmax to turn those scores into probabilities, and a top K operation picks the best few. In Mixtral, K equals 2. In DeepSeek V3, K equals 8. The selected experts process the token in parallel, and their outputs are blended back together, weighted by the router's confidence. The router itself is tiny, but it is the component that makes everything else possible. So let us actually watch it work. Take a single token, say the word cat sitting in the middle of a sentence. By the time it reaches the MoE layer in a Mixtral style model, it has been embedded into a vector of 4,096 numbers. The router's job is to turn that vector into a routing decision. It does it like this. Multiply the vector by the router's weight matrix, a 4000 by 8 matrix in this layer, and you get 8 raw scores, 1 per expert. In our example, the scores come out as 3.00, 2.0, 4.0, 1.0, 0.5, 3.5, and 0.5. Run softmax over those 8 numbers, and you get a probability distribution. Expert 4 gets 45% of the routing weight. Expert 7 gets 27%. Expert 1 gets 16%. The remaining 5 experts split the last 12% between them. Top K with K equals 2 picks the highest scorers, Expert 4 and Expert 7. Their probabilities renormalize over just the two, 62% and 38%. Both experts process the token's vector independently, producing their own output vectors. Those two outputs get blended, 62% of Expert 4's output plus 38% of Expert 7's. That blended vector is what the next layer receives. The whole sequence happens once per token, once per MoE layer, in well under a millisecond. Here's what happens if you ship a router with no constraints. The first epoch, the gate happens to favor Expert 3 and Expert 7. Those two get a little better at their job. Because they are now slightly stronger, the router picks them more often the next epoch. Because they are picked more often, they get even stronger. The other 6 experts never see enough tokens to learn anything, so they stay weak, so they get picked less, so they get weaker still. Within a few thousand steps, the model has effectively become a dense block with 100 billion parameters of dead weight strapped to it. The MoE researchers call this expert collapse. It is the single failure mode that kept the architecture in research papers for almost a decade. The classical fix is brute force. You add a second loss function on top of the main training loss called the auxiliary loss, whose only job is to punish the router whenever it routes too many tokens to too few experts. If load is uneven, the auxiliary loss spikes, gradients flow back, the router rebalances. It works, but it works by gradient interference. The auxiliary loss is fighting the main loss. The router gets pulled toward use all experts evenly, while the model gets pulled toward use the experts that are actually correct. Two opposing forces baked into every training step. The model is held together with tape. Until late 2024, this was the state of the art. DeepSeek's V3 paper, December 2024, introduced the cleanest fix the field has seen. They got rid of the auxiliary loss entirely and replaced it with a single bias term, one floating point number added to each expert's logit before the top K selection runs. During training, when an expert is overloaded, its bias decreases a little, making the router less likely to pick it next time. When an expert is underused, its bias creeps up. The bias is updated outside the gradient flow, so it never interferes with the actual learning signal. The model stops fighting itself. Load stays balanced. Specialization actually emerges. This one trick on its own was a measurable jump in MoE training efficiency. DeepSeek then trained 671 billion parameters on under 3 million H800 hours. Auxiliary loss-free balancing is a quiet contender for the most important architectural detail of the last 2 years. Even with balanced routing, MoE has a structural problem. If a token's chosen experts are all busy or full, the router has to drop it, process it with a no-op, or push it to overflow. DeepSeek's other trick is the shared expert. One expert in every layer is always active. For every token, no routing decision required. It handles common patterns, the basics of grammar, frequent vocabulary, generic reasoning, so the routed experts do not waste capacity duplicating that knowledge. The routed experts get to specialize harder. Token drop disappears because the shared expert is always there to catch the throw. Llama 4 does not use this. DeepSeek V3 and V4 do. The busy or full part deserves its own beat, because it is the mechanism most explainers skip. Each expert in a batch can only process a fixed number of tokens before it overflows. That number is set by a parameter called the capacity factor. The math is simple. Capacity per expert equals batch size times K divided by the number of experts multiplied by the capacity factor. With a capacity factor of 1.0, each expert handles exactly its fair share, and any token whose preferred expert already hit the limit gets dropped. Most production MoE systems set the capacity factor to 1.25 or 1.5, giving each expert 25 to 50% of slack. That slack costs compute. Every unused slot is a wasted multiply, but it stops the model from silently throwing away your tokens. The shared expert exists precisely so that capacity factor can stay low without destroying quality. Mixtral has 8 experts and activates 2 per token. DeepSeek V3 has 256 experts and activates 8 per token. The compute is similar, same number of active experts in the same ballpark. The difference is what each expert is responsible for. In Mixtral, each of the 8 experts has to handle, on average, 1/8 of all routing decisions in the layer. That is 12.5% of the input distribution per expert. In DeepSeek V3, with 256 experts, each expert handles only one part in 256, about 0.4% of the routing decisions on average. Each DeepSeek expert covers a slice of the input space roughly 30 times narrower than a Mixtral expert. Narrower scope means sharper specialization. The expert can afford to be deeply useful for a tiny pattern instead of vaguely useful for a broad one. That is the actual mechanism behind fine-grained MoE. It is not magic, it is division of labor. When MoE explainers say expert, you probably picture one expert for biology, one for legal text, one for code. The reality is weirder and a lot less clean. When researchers actually probed Mixtral, they found experts specializing on surface features. One expert disproportionately fired on punctuation tokens, another on numerical digits, another on whitespace, another on tokens written in non-Latin scripts. Almost none of them carved up the world by topic. The router is not a domain classifier. It is a low-level pattern detector that learns whatever signal happens to predict useful processing differences. DeepSeek's fine-grained design pushed specialization a little closer to semantics, but even there, the cleanest specialization is at the syntactic and positional level, not the conceptual one. Knowing this changes how you think about MoE. These are not little experts in a courthouse, they are little experts in a typing pool. Here is the catch the marketing material does not want you to think about. MoE makes compute sparse. It does not make memory sparse. When you serve DeepSeek V4, every one of the trillion parameters has to live in GPU memory, because any of them might be selected on the next token. Active compute is 37 billion. Required VRAM is 1 trillion. A single H100 with 80 gigabytes is not even close. You need a rack. At minimum, 32 GPUs running what is called wide expert parallelism, with the experts split across cards all wired together with NVLink. The MoE economics work because compute, not memory, dominates the per token cost in production. But the upfront infrastructure bill is the same as a dense trillion parameter model. There is no free lunch, there is a different bill. Splitting experts across 32 GPUs introduces a new problem. When the router picks expert 112 for a token, that token has to physically travel to whichever GPU holds expert 112, get processed, and come back. Every token, every layer, in every batch. This communication pattern is called all-to-all, and it eats bandwidth for breakfast. NVLink's 900 gigabytes per second sounds like a lot until you realize a frontier MoE deployment will saturate it. PCIe Gen 5 at 128 gigabytes is not even in the conversation. For the first time in Transformer history, the bottleneck is not compute and not memory. It is the wires between the GPUs. In April 2026, the frontier looks like this. Mixtral was the proof of concept. 47 billion total, 13 billion active, 8 experts, top 2. Mixtral made MoE respectable. DeepSeek V3 took it to 671 billion total, 37 billion active, 256 routed experts plus a shared one, top 8. With that auxiliary loss-free trick stitched in. DeepSeek V4 pushed it to a trillion total parameters with the same 37 billion active footprint, and dropped dense layers entirely. Every block is MoE. Meta shipped Llama 4 in 3 sizes. Scout uses 16 experts and activates 1, with 17 billion active out of 109 total, small enough to run on a single high-end GPU. Maverick uses 128 experts to reach 400 billion total at the same 17 billion active. Behemoth, still training, is around 2 trillion. Qwen 3.5 lands between them at 397 billion total and 17 billion active. Kimi K2 from Moonshot matches DeepSeek V4 at a trillion. The activation ratio across the board is between 4 and 8%, meaning the model you are renting has somewhere between 12 and 25 times more capacity than the per token cost suggests. Dense is over for anything north of 70 billion parameters. MoE is not the only path to cheaper inference, and it is worth saying so out loud before you assume it is. The competing approaches each have a real audience. Distillation trains a small, dense model to imitate a big one. Llama 4 Maverick was distilled from Behemoth, and the result is a 400 billion parameter MoE that punches like a teacher 5 times its size. Sparse attention attacks the other half of the cost equation by skipping computations between tokens rather than between weights. Structured pruning cuts neurons after training and ships a smaller dense model, and sometimes the right answer is just a smaller dense model from the start. Gemma 4 went that direction on purpose, and it is the only frontier open model in 2026 not running MoE. Each technique trades different costs against different benefits. MoE wins on compute efficiency, it loses on memory footprint. The honest framing is, pick the architecture that matches your bottleneck. So MoE solved the cost wall. It did not solve every wall. The KV cache problem from part 1, the linear with context length memory tax on every attention head, that wall is still standing. The all-to-all bandwidth wall is brand new and growing every quarter. As context windows climb past 1 million tokens, both walls get worse, and adding more experts no longer helps. The most efficient MoE in the world still has to carry quadratic attention as a passenger. Some teams have decided that the way forward is not a better attention mechanism. It is to leave attention behind altogether and rebuild the recurrence ideas from RNN-era research with 21st century tools. The bet is called Mamba. It is a state-space model that processes sequences in linear time, scales to multi-million token context on a single GPU, and trains in parallel despite being recurrent. In part 3, we take it apart. If you actually want to build with the architectures in this video, reading papers is not enough. You need GPUs. At Preporato.com, we run the labs that go with the theory. Fine-tune Llama with LoRa on a real H100. Profile attention with flash attention and watch the kernel time drop. Serve your own model with VLLM and measure the throughput. No cluster setup, no Kubernetes, no surprise AWS bill. Just labs that run in your browser on real hardware the moment you click start. The same labs we use to prep the NVIDIA, AWS, and Google AI certifications. Subscribe to the channel so you do not miss part 3, Mamba, the moment it ships.